Good morning. Welcome to Morning Moments. Thank you for joining us today. Today, I have from Florida, where it's nice and warm, uh, from Amore Events Venues, the owner and the founder of those event menu, uh, Marilyn Plumey. Welcome, Marilyn, to Morning Moments.
Thank you.
I hope I didn't mess your name up too bad.
No,
I was
we're good.
practicing it here before we started. Uh, Thank you for joining us today. And please let me know, what do you do and why do you do it?
So the whole thing got started when I started planning my wedding. And I've been married now for 8 years to my husband, Ricardo Marin. And I was looking for a venue for what I offer. And I could not find it anywhere. And I wanted something nearby, Deltona, maybe Sanford, not too far. We wanted something close by the house because the his family lives in the surrounding area. Could not find anything close to what I wanted. I wanted a venue where I could just show up, enjoy my wedding, and not have to clean or do anything and leave. Well, I couldn't find that. So I told my husband, Dotona needs something like this. Okay. And this was 8 years ago. So that's how it started, just a discussion. And I have had other businesses. This is not my first business. I've had a daycare center. I've helped my ex-husband run a construction company. So I've had multiple businesses. So this is now my the third that I started. Then after that, I opened a bridal shop, a tuxedo store. So it just exploded from there. But the venue has always been like the foundation, of how the whole thing got started. And I wanted something where I had a horrible experience on my wedding. The lady that coordinated my wedding drove me nuts the whole 5 hours. She kept coming to me with simple, common sense things. And I was like, wait a minute, why am I paying you guys all this money and I still have to tell you what to do? Like, you shouldn't be coming to me with these little questions. You should find someone else to ask these questions to. And unfortunately, my maid of honor didn't make the flight because there was a blizzard up north. So she couldn't make it to my wedding, and some of my guests couldn't make it to my wedding. So that was how my whole day got started, getting that phone call that there was a blizzard in Pennsylvania and all the airports were shut down. And I was like, oh my God, I hope the whole day does not go downhill from here. And when I got to the venue, it was just a lot of little things that just drove me nuts. And being an OCD person that I am and a perfectionist, I was like, this lady, I'm gonna go to jail tonight because she's driving me nuts. And finally, the DJ's wife stepped in and said, "Let me help you out. Let me help you out because you shouldn't be stressed out on your wedding day." And thank God she took care of it, and I was able to enjoy the last 3 hours of my wedding. Um, so that's how the whole idea of Amore Events venue got started. I was like, I want a venue where my brides don't have to worry about nothing. Before they think about it, I'm already doing it. Okay. I want my brides to tell me at the end of their wedding, I had a perfect wedding because that's like music to my ears. That's the ultimate goal is to hear those words from my couples at the end of the night. My wedding was perfect. Everything was beautiful. Everything was great. The guests raved about the decor and the customer service, and your staff was excellent, and yada, yada, yada. So that's what I wanted to create. Well, we just celebrated 5 years at Amore Events Venue, which has been 5 years of hard work, a lot of sacrifice, dedication, a lot of fights between me and my husband, a lot of tears, a lot of laughter. And I owe it all to the staff that I have working with me, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be where we are today. So I'm always grateful for everyone that has helped us to get to where we are today. And I call it Amore family because they are my extended family, my staff. Um, and I like to show my staff that I appreciate them. So every year, once a year, we do a little barbecue and we invite them to our home and we share with them that day and we just show them that we appreciate them for who they are. They're not only an employee, no, they're part of our extended family. They've been with us. Most of my employees have been with me 4 years, and the last two that I just got now have been with me 2 years and 1 year. So during that time, I've even had customers become employees. They're like, hey, if you need help, we'll help you. We love what you do, and we want to help you to continue to succeed in the community. And I'm grateful for every single person that has come through my venue that has helped us achieve that goal. That at the end of the night, we get that testimony from the client saying, our event was perfect, or our daughter's quince, our wedding, my birthday, or whatever it was that they're celebrating. We get those wonderful testimonies from the client's mouth saying, my event was great. I didn't have to worry about anything. And some people sometimes don't get that unless they've put an event together themselves and they know that you're running around and you miss all the special moments. You miss talking to people because you're so busy running around, organizing everything, serving food, decorating. By the end of the night, you're so exhausted that you miss the whole event
Yeah.
because you're running around like a chicken without a head because you're decorating and you're greeting people and you're serving the food and you're doing this and you're doing that. You don't enjoy the event at all. You missed it. You put it together, but you missed it. And that's what I try to portray to my clients. You don't want to miss the most important day of your life.
Yeah, I was just while I was preparing for this, I was thinking of the story of Jesus that Jesus had with Mary and Martha, and how when Jesus came to their home, they were running all over. At least one of them was, and Jesus says, "Calm down, just don't worry about things," because he wanted to spend time with them. And what a delight to know that there's somebody else that can take care of things so that you can enjoy that moment, just like they enjoyed the moment with Jesus, that they can enjoy that moment, that special moment. And it takes somebody very special to be able to look beyond what that list is all about, isn't it?
And people think that you just throw a tablecloth and the whole room is decorated. No, it takes hours to put
Yes.
something beautiful together. I give props to these event planners and decorators that travel because let me tell you, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine traveling to another venue to prepare because I think I would go nuts. I'm just too OCD, and some people call me I'm a perfectionist, but I know I'm not. No one is perfect, but I try my best to give my clients the best that I have to offer, especially when they give me full range freedom. Like you could decorate any way you want. That's when I really go all out for those clients because they gave me full range. I can decorate and let my creativity come through. And I've told a lot of clients, I am like Michelangelo. When I create a design, I don't know what I'm going to do or how I'm going to do the backdrop or what I'm going to add lights or flowers. I don't know how I'm going to feel that day. So, however I feel that day, that's how creative I'm going to be. And when Michelangelo did that ceiling in the cathedral, nobody asked him, what are the ceilings going to look like?
Yeah.
Okay. They just trusted him and he had full range. And look at the beauty that he created. So that's what I tell my clients. You came to me because you like what you saw and you follow me on social media and you get to see all the beautiful events that we put together and you get to hear all the wonderful testimonies that we get from our clients after every event. My clients give me a testimony before they leave. And there's a reason you hired me. So now you have to trust me because you don't want to be running around like a chicken without a head. So that's why you came to us because we take that stress away.
it, it sounds like you're gifted in the gift of hospitality,
Yes.
and gifted to see things that others don't see. And so, what would you say to people who are listening that there are many people that certainly not in the Florida area where they could get to your venue, but they're looking and seeking what they should be doing? What would you say to those people who feel that God's gifted them with hospitality and how they could serve where they're at?
Okay, so I've always been a servant, right? My whole life, always been a servant to others. I used to do it in childcare. Now I do it in hospitality with weddings and quinces and birthdays. You have to find what you're passionate about. Truly, truly, what makes you happy? What are you obsessed with every day that you cannot put your phone down because you're constantly looking at things? So I'm going to give you an example. My husband is a retired mechanic, right? He loves cars. He lives and breathes cars, okay? I don't know nothing about a car but to drive it. That's it, okay? So the other day he says to me, "You're always on your phone," which I'm not. It just every time he happens to look at me, I'm on my phone. So I said to him, "You see how you're on your phone right now and you're looking at cars? And you just could spend hours doing that. That's your passion. Now do you understand my passion? My passion is decor. I could spend hours looking at videos of somebody creating a floral arrangement. I could spend hours looking at someone doing a backdrop. I'm like, oh, I didn't think of that. Oh, that's a nice little trick that I could use for my next event. So for me, I live and breathe what I do, which is decorating, designing, trying to come up with different ideas. I just spent the last couple days purchasing new centerpieces because I have this thing in my head. And he always says, "You have things in your head, but you need to tell us what you're thinking because we don't know what you're thinking. And you assume that we know, but we don't know. So you have to explain to us." And I'm like, "I know, I know. But let me show you the picture of what I'm trying to portray." And then I'll show my staff a picture and they're like, "Oh, now we understand what she's talking about. Okay, now we know how she wants the room to look." So when you find your passion, what drives you, what you can do 24/7, that's your gift.
I've
It took
often heard
me,
once you find your passion, your
yes,
purpose is usually wrapped up in your passion. And
yes.
it's a God-given passion. So
Mhm.
somewhere along the line, some of you are wondering what you should be doing. Some of you are wondering why did God call you in a servant mentality and a hospitality mentality. Look around. Your church that you go to needs servants, and they need people that are involved in hospitality. Your community, your neighborhood needs that. And I love to hear stories like this and say, what about you? What's God's calling and gifting for you? And as you find that, you'll feel fulfilled in knowing you're doing what God has led you to do and given you the passion for. Marilyn, thank you so much for sharing your heart today with Morning Moments.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to share what I do and what I love. And if you find your passion, you will never work a day in your life.
Down below, you've been seeing her website, how to get a hold of her if you have questions about how she got started. Maybe you're in the Orlando Daytona Beach area and you want to know more about their venue. Please contact them. As we close this interview, though, I would like for you to take the time and spend a few minutes and pray for Marilyn and her husband. Pray that God would continue to bless their business and the people they touch as they bring joy to so many people's life and what they do. Marilyn needs your prayers, folks, and you need the practice. So pray that God would richly bless them. Thank you so much for joining us today in Morning Moments. And if you would, keep coming back, and may God richly bless you.